The following program is a paid commercial announcement. The sponsor is responsible for its content, which Talk Radio 790 KABC does not necessarily endorse or support. It's time for Protecting Your Family with your host, attorney and insurance expert Naz Barouti. Naz Barouti is managing attorney at the Barouti Law Firm and has worked very hard to help families create, protect, and transfer their wealth. Naz brings an intelligent and strategic look at planning ahead for the day when you're not around to take care of your family. Take the first step this evening and find out what you can do to prepare for the future. The time is now, so let's get you started today.
Welcome to Protecting Your Family on Talk Radio 790 KABC. I'm your host, attorney Naz Barouti, estate planning guru, joined by my co-host, Kerri Kasem. If this is the first time you're joining us, welcome to the show. We love to go over topics on how you can protect your family, but we also like to do a little life and style, right, Kerri?
That's right, Naz. That's my favorite part of the show. Although protecting your family is so very important, and that's one of the main reasons I said yes to being your co-host, because what you do is so amazing. And I know a lot of times we get stuck in life and style, which is so much fun to talk about.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now, if people are listening and you do not have your affairs together, you do not have your estate plan, you do not have your will or your trust, take it from me, my family, what I've had to go through the last year and a half, my father being Kerri Kasem and having to fight to see him. And if he wouldn't have signed a durable power of attorney over health, we would have never seen my dad again. So please get your affairs together. It is so very important. And you will not find somebody who will come to your house or meet you somewhere personally, come to your office and do all of your estate planning for you for what Naz is. I mean, it's $500 for a single person, $800 for if you're married, a couple. You're not going to find that price anywhere for the attention that you give them.
No, you're not. And you bring up a good point. A lot of people probably listening don't have their estate plan in order. 64% of Americans actually don't currently have an estate plan. And the sad part about that is 55% of them have children.
And here's something that I know we talked about last week, and it was the fact that you would give this to somebody who is getting married or having a kid. Yeah. If you are listening and you know somebody, people that are getting married, or maybe they're having their first child, second child, or they have a family and they don't have an estate plan, this is the best gift.
Yeah.
Best gift you could give a family. It really is.
I agree with you. And, a lot of people, the hardest part about doing this is making that appointment or the cost. So if you can make that appointment for them and pay for it, all they have to do is show up and give me the information. That is all they have to do. And if they want to take advantage of the deal, $500 if you're single, $800 if you're married, call my office right now, 424-465-9003. 424-465-9003, or you can visit my website, baroutilaw.com. Barouti spelled B-A-R-O-U-T-I law.com. Now, Kerri, I want to talk about the Oscars, even though that was a week ago.
I know.
It was just so important to talk about because of all the underlining political, social, messages that these actors were presenting during their speeches. We see race equality, we see gender equality, we even talk about immigration. Let's talk about Sean Penn and that comment at the end of the Oscars. I mean, he kind of ruined it for everyone.
When he walked out, I shook my head and I said, "Oh no!" First of all, he's not a guy who really likes award ceremonies, and he's known for saying things that offend. I think he's very offensive. The comments he made about getting married to Charlize Theron, or saying if he got married, this would be my first marriage. Sean Penn, you have children. You have children with Robin Wright. And to make a statement like that in public, what does that say to your kids?
It's very insulting.
It's disgusting.
It's disrespectful.
It's really disrespectful.
I mean, for those of you that didn't see what he said or you haven't watched the news, basically he came out to give the award for Best Movie of the Year. When Alejandro Gonzalez for Birdman won, because they won so many other in so many other categories, he said, "Who gave these mofos green cards?"
Yeah, who gave this? Who gave this
like
guy?
That.
Yeah, who gave this guy a green card? And he's now the director of Birdman said he laughed. They had worked together on a movie called 21 Grams. They would give each other, all the time. They would joke with each other. So it was kind of a personal thing. They both laughed. They thought it was a joke. Right. You don't do that when 20-something million people are watching. They don't even know you've worked with this guy. They don't even know. And right now, that topic is really sensitive.
Of course.
Why would you do that?
Of
He
course.
doesn't think.
You know, and especially when you're a privileged white man living in America, when you're an actor, you have so much money, you have so much influence and power. You know, put aside the fact that he helped her during Hurricane Katrina, and he's done stuff in the Middle East, and he's actually friends with a lot of these, you know.
He does a lot for charity, and he does a lot for other countries.
But put that aside.
But nobody knows that. There's not
Yes.
a lot of people that know that. If you're in Hollywood or you're a Hollywood insider, if you're helping with charities, you would know everything Sean Penn has done, which is immense. He has done a lot. But he doesn't, why can't, he's such a smart man. Why make such ignorant comments? Or why make a joke and not think, okay, well, this might have consequences? Or saying something, what angers me is not so much that joke, but what he said about his wife, that this isn't, that was never a real marriage.
Well, the thing is that if someone was to follow me around with a camera, there's a moment that it's bound to come up where I may say something that would insult or offend someone.
But not if 20-something million people are watching.
But when you have so many people tuning in and you know that you can affect and, you know, make people angry, don't say stuff like that. But I mean, what do we expect from Sean Penn? He is a wife beater. Did everyone forget about the fact that he abused Madonna twice and she decided not to press charges?
I remember that. That was a really long day. Yeah, I remember that.
He actually tied her up in a chair with a phone wire, the cord of the phone.
As she's yelling, yes,
let me go. And
yes.
Oh, she was saying, oh, this is not 50 Shades of Madonna.
I don't know. You know, you never know what really went on there. You don't.
Well, I heard that she ran after that ordeal. It was like 9 hours. She ran into the police department, and the police officer couldn't recognize her because her face was beaten, and she looked terrible. And she divorced him right after that. This was the second incident.
Horrible.
That's
horrible.
I don't know. He's a great actor, and it's unfortunate that he has that talent, but he is, you know, acting so cowardly.
I'm not a fan. I just have to say, I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
Now, it does not take away from the fact that I do respect the fact that he helps people. That is a huge one for me. That is so huge. But some of the comments he's made, I don't like the man. I respect what he's done for people, but I don't like who he is.
Yeah. Another thing that stood out is Common and John Legend's award for Selma. And they, you know, talked about the message of the struggle for social justice and how we're all dealing with it. And John Legend touches on the fact that the United States, we are the nation that has the most incarcerations. And that is a huge issue of African American males. That is really sad to hear.
They said there's more black men incarcerated now than there were slaves back in the 1800s.
That is crazy.
Crazy. So, yeah, that's another hard one too. I cried during the performance of Glory. I think Common, he has so much presence. That man, if you listen to him speak and the way he speaks, and he used to do spoken word, and
he's very articulate.
He's so articulate, and he's amazing presence. John Legend was incredible. I love him. Love his music. Those two together brought the house down with the choir in back of them. It's just, and then you could see. I can't pronounce it. Aiello.
The guy from Selma?
The guy
plays MLK?
Yeah, he's a British man who plays Martin Luther King. He was crying the entire performance, and Oprah was behind him kind of with teary eyes too, watching Glory, the song, and it was like they brought the entire house down.
Yeah.
That was one of my, I think that was probably my favorite part of the entire award show.
That was a great performance. Lady Gaga, I think, blew a lot of people away. I really thought that was Julie Andrews singing.
No, she sounded a lot like Julie Andrews. She's got an incredible voice.
She does.
She really does. And to switch from pop to musical theater was wonderful to hear her do that.
She was amazing. Yeah. But I think the person that stole the show was definitely Patricia Arquette, who won for Best Supporting Actress for the movie Boyhood. And I want to play her acceptance speech if we can.
To every woman who gave birth, to every taxpayer and citizen of this nation, we have fought for everybody else's equal rights. It's our time to have wage equality once and for all, and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
Hear, hear. Wow, absolutely.
I got goosebumps when I heard that.
Now, Meryl Streep, while she's watching Patricia Arquette, is pointing at her and pointing.
I know,
and pointing.
It was so cool.
And a director that was watching the show with me said, in just a few minutes, you're going to have one of those GIFs or GIFs of her pointing over and over. You know,
and that's what happened, yeah.
And within not even a minute, somebody had put it up of her just pointing.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
That's crazy. I think the message that she's sharing, it's really important. And ever since the Sony hack a couple months ago, it revealed that a pay gap was going on for Sony production for movies for women. Amy Adams and Jennifer Lawrence got paid less than their male counterparts.
Is the lead of an extremely successful trilogy, extremely successful, and she's getting paid less than her male counterparts, and she's the one with the draw. She's the lead character.
Yeah, and I think they got paid less for American Hustle too, which is really unfortunate because she did an amazing performance.
To come to the producer's defense, this is what I think it was Pascal. Is it Amy Pascal said before?
Yes.
She said, I run a business. If I can get somebody for less, I will. That is a business. I can't tell you how to negotiate.
Right.
Men negotiate a little harder than women do. She said, that is it. This is a business. So I'm supposed to say, oh, you know what? You know, they're getting more money. Let me give you more money. Now, I can understand that. This is the movie business. And if you're not going to, or your team around you is not going to fight for more, then whose fault is that?
I agree with you. It's just like when you are getting bids for a work, like from contractors.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go tell the other contractor, hey, this guy's charging this much. You should be competitive and you should ask more and you should, value yourself more.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
You want the lowest price.
Yeah.
And I can, that makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. I don't know how the negotiating went. I don't know if they said, no, you're going to negotiate yourself out. I don't know what they said. But when she made that remark about why would I just give somebody more money when I can pay them less? It doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman. This is a business.
No, it does make sense. And this is what I'm so thankful for is that my dad taught me how to negotiate. Everything is negotiable. That's what he taught me.
That's right.
I used to think that, no, whatever is the sticker price, that's what you pay for. Because we have a tendency as women to apologize for asking for what we want.
You know, I got ripped off once when buying my first car. Once. Let me say it again. Once. I now go in, and I'm so educated in the car business, and I love cars, and I'm a big, exotic car fan, and I just have a thing. So I wanted to learn what it really took and how much they're making and why. So I learned this. My friend had he does seminars on on cars. He does car things. He does car buying. And he's like, this is what, there's always room to negotiate. They're going to tell you no. Oh, it's the lowest base price. Oh, let me go back and ask my manager. They'll play that trick. It's all these tricks, right? And I'm like, oh, wow. I'm watching them do exactly what they said. And then he said, walk out.
Yeah.
He goes, they're going to give you the bottom price. Say thank you, walk out. You're going to get a phone call, and they're going to give you something lower.
You got to play hardball.
Walk out always. And he's right. And now when my friends, get cars, they always bring me along. Oh. And there was this one guy who's like, we're getting a good deal. I'm like, walk out of here.
Yeah.
I'm like, he promised you this, this, and this. And when we first got on the lot, he said he'd trade your car and get you this for it. And then do you remember what he said? He said he'd give you this price for it. He's nowhere near that. And he's not even giving you close to what he said. We're walking out. Walk out now. So we walked out twice, and he finally, we had to walk out of the place twice within a few days to get the deal we wanted.
Wow. Yeah. So now I know next time I go to buy a car, I'm definitely taking you with me. You and I together would be
unstoppable.
We'd get it for free. We'd get a free car.
But I mean, they want to make money too. Yeah. I get it. You don't want to lowball them so much they're not making anything. But you also don't want to be taken, and a lot of times you are taken.
Of course. Well, that's what I want to talk about this show. I want to talk about women and teaching them how to be financially independent and what they need to do legally and how they can basically survive in a world where it's dog eat dog and men kind of dominate. So that's what I want to do the next hour. So again, if you haven't taken